What's up, dudes? Max here, back with a huge update for a game that a lot of us have been waiting for a big change to, and that's Street Fighter V. Many people are anticipating several changes in the future, and in fact, I was making a video today that's going to be up later this week highlighting the top 5 things I would love to see changed about Street Fighter V once Season 1 is over. And believe it or not, one of them came true today. That's right, AKUMA is going to be in Street Fighter V as the next selectable character, and his first appearance is going to be at the PlayStation Experience coming up at the beginning of December, where the entire ending finale to the Capcom Pro Tour will be. I'm also going to be there as well, and I very much hope to get my hands at least on the character a little bit despite all the madness, but AKUMA being in the game might be a direct response to the fan reaction of Street Fighter V, much less the people that might have been upset with some of its roster. Like I was saying, I'm making a video talking about the things I would like to see changed about Street Fighter V because many people that were already existing fans are kind of waning in their fandom, and it upset a lot of people with its very limited release, and they lost a huge amount of their casual audience, which is why I'm thinking this is a good opportunity for Street Fighter to go through a big change. Try to make the people that are playing the game as happy as possible, and AKUMA is one of the best things you can do because he's one of the most popular Street Fighter characters. Seriously, if you look back, there has only been a few Street Fighter games that have not featured AKUMA as a character that's either a boss or a selectable character in some way after when he was introduced in Super Street Fighter II Turbo. Even in the Street Fighter Alphas, he made appearances as boss characters or regular selectable characters. All the different crossover games with Marvel and Capcom vs. SNK had AKUMA as a selectable character or a nod. The other one that is kind of like a homage is where Ryu could transform into AKUMA in Marvel vs. Capcom 1. But there's one other game outside of Street Fighter V over the past like 20 years that has not had AKUMA selectable and playable, and that is the first Street Fighter 3 game. Street Fighter 3 New Generation, AKUMA was nowhere to be found, and he made an appearance later on in Street Fighter 3 Second Impact as well as Third Strike. So it's kind of funny that a couple of Street Fighter games that are notably the odd-ended Street Fighters, the Street Fighter 3 series as well as Street Fighter 5, did pretty bad financially. And it's kind of weird because these are the two games that did not have AKUMA initially selectable for them to be added in later versions. It's just kind of an awkward coincidence. Another thing that I can mention from the brief trailer outside of the stage and just seeing his back is that his design seems to be fairly similar to everything we've seen of AKUMA in 3D designs before, especially from Street Fighter 4. I do hope they do change something about him in some way, but I'm assuming that that's what alternate costumes are for. But at the same time, one thing has dramatically changed, and it's the symbol on his back. This one is much different from the old AKUMA symbol, which I believe translates to 10 or like heaven. And this one is a bit different. It actually resembles the same symbol you see on Shin AKUMA in Capcom vs. SNK 2, which I believe someone was saying translates to godlike. If this is some sort of evolved form of AKUMA where he's reached a higher plane of existence, we did have Oni in the previous game, but if this is kind of nodding that this version is going to be Shin AKUMA, then that's a welcome change that I'm kind of looking forward to. All things considered, amongst the few characters in the roster, I think Alex was the #1 character I was excited about outside of Ken and his banana hair, but right now, this might be pretty cool. I'm just very curious to see what they can do with AKUMA to make him as fun as possible, and future changes to Street Fighter V. Like I said, I'll make the top 5 changes. I'm looking forward to the future of this game, because as many of you may or may not know, Street Fighter V sales did not increase with the big story mode update, which is supposed to bring in the casual audience. The game is not selling well, and what are they going to do to respond to this? Because the audience has responded. They like Street Fighter a certain way, and this one was very esports focused, so what are they going to do with the future iterations of Street Fighter V to bring everybody back in, or are they just going to focus on making the current existing players happy? But we'll find out. I'll make that video, and I'll be going to PlayStation Experience to see what Street Fighter V's AKUMA is going to be like, and as soon as there's more information, I'll be back as soon as possible. As always, guys, thank you a ton for watching. My name is Max, and I'll see you next time.